freebies to your friends and then denying economic viability to your enemies. It is a tool against us. The 16th Amendment must be repealed. The second thing is the violation of our 4th Amendment through the Patriot Act. We heard that and how it's coupled with this tool of aggression, the income tax, to silence groups like ours, to crush the political ambitions of a free people. The third thing we've heard about now is the public lands. Article 4, Section 3, I believe, is the Public Lands Clause. It states that the federal government must dispose of those lands to the local and state governments for the benefit of the people. We have heard from Jeff McCloskey about the usurpation of Congress's Article 1, Section 8 authority to declare war by the executive in their endless war making and endless debt creation and enslavement of our future generations. We must demand that that power be returned to the Congress. Now we've heard from Jared Wright regarding the illegal co-opting of our currency and our financial system by an elite group of people that are controlling the entire market clandestinely and taxing us without representation. Isn't that one of the primary things that motivated the first revolution? Let that be one of the long train of abuses that we are suffering under, but let it be the last. We must stop this. We must get vocal. We must make our voice known. And now we will hear from Shane Fuchs, who is an Iraq veteran who fought what he believed was for the defense of this country and was willing to die, to lay his life down like so many in this crowd have. Thank you, veterans, very much. There is no doubt that this is a pro-veteran crowd. This is a pro-defense crowd. We believe in a strong military. We believe in a military that can crush anyone who would violate our sovereignty, who would violate us as a free people.
Including Washington.
And that, my friend, is the truth, including domestic enemies. Shane Fuchs, take it away. You were supposed to be walking up here.
Hey, thanks for coming out today. It's good to see Patriot movement's growing. I'm humbled to be here. Usually you save the best for last, but the Mesa County Patriots like to mix it up, so. I'm going to start. I just saw this the other day. This is from the Moscow Times, dated 2 July of this year. This kind of gives you an idea of where we're at. Russian troops to provide security at U.S. events. Has everyone heard this? No. I'll read the first paragraph. Russian officials will provide security at mass events in the U.S. as part of a deal signed last week between the Emergency Situation Ministry and its U.S. equivalent, the Federal Emergency Management Agency. Does that concern you? Yeah. And what are we doing? Why are we allowing this?
We don't belong here.
No, and our troops belong here.
Yeah.
They belong on our border. We need to start speaking out. We need to start making our voice heard. It's enough of the rhetoric. We need to get some rubber on the road. Sorry, this is my little pulpit, but I'm going to read a quote. This is going to play a game, Who Said It, and whoever wins, I'm going to give a PMAG, if you're brave enough, and dinner for two. So here's the quote. Firearms are second only to the Constitution in importance. They are the people's liberty's teeth. Who said it first? Come on and get your prize.
Hey, I love mac and cheese. Who wants a PMAG? I'm going to give it away for free. No, I'm going to give it away. Who wants it? There you go.
All right, thank you for your generosity. Use that in freedom. Let's secure our freedom. I want to thank Magpul for making such a fine product. I'll tell you, one of the major malfunctions in the M16 rifle has always been the magazine and feeding, and they pretty well cured that. But now the Department of Defense is telling our soldiers that they can't bring those to the theater because some military contractor is not selling as many magazines as he should, because he's putting profit before our soldiers and our Marine safety. Is that what this is about? When we get home, people, I want you to Google Eisenhower's farewell address to the nation. And if that doesn't tell you where we're at, then you need to just quit. You need to go and watch TV and join the rest of the group, all right? And watch this country go to hell in a handbasket. Because he warned us about the military-industrial complex. People like me and my other fellow veterans, we thought we were doing what's right, and we got used. We got used so corporations can make a lot of money and sell the government a lot of equipment, and the Federal Reserve can make a lot of money on the interest that was loaned to us to fight those unconstitutional wars. And this has nothing to do with my speech, but I'm upset because I'm seeing these young men come home with absolutely no support system. The Vietnam vets know how that feels. The Korean War vets came home to nothing. We need to get back in touch with our roots. We were a peaceful people before this Federal Reserve came into power, before we figured out that there was profit for the elitists in war. We need to start protesting these wars. You're not a dirty hippie. You're not a liberal if you protest war. That's a good Christian principle. Blessed are the peacemakers. That's where we need to get back to. So this year in Colorado, the governor passed and the legislation passed two laws that violated the U.S. Constitution and the Colorado Constitution. This comes at a time when the police state slow encroachment of our civil liberties has gone from a slow drip to a raging torrent in the past decade. We've had several members of the current administration quoting Mao. One such example is a former car czar, Ron Bloom, agreeing that most political power comes from the barrel of a gun. An unelected, unaccountable person within the top echelons of the executive branch quoting Mao was worrisome, and yet no one seemed to care. Then let's look at the quote, political power through the barrel of a gun. Is this not why we have the Second Amendment?
It sure is.
Is this not one of the first steps in establishing tyranny to disarm the populace and establish a monopoly of force? According to a study conducted by the University of Hawaii, in the 20th century, governments were responsible for approximately 200 million deaths. I'm going to give you some examples of where civilians were disarmed and democide followed. And anyone know what democide means?
Death by government.
Death by government. So let's start in 1915 to 1917 in Turkey. The Armenians were disarmed, and there was 1 to 1.5 million of them were murdered by government. In the Soviet Union from 1929 to 1945, approximately 20 million people were murdered. Nazi Germany and occupied Europe from 1933 to 1945, 20 million. China from 1927 to 1949, 10 million. And I think that is a really low estimate. I think Mao was on it. I think he probably leads the record for mass murder. Guatemala, 1960 to 81, 100,000 to 200,000 approximately. Uganda, 1971 to 1979. These were Christians and political enemies, and there were 300,000 that were murdered by government. The Khmer Rouge in Cambodia, which our government, through Kissinger, helped this happen. 2 million people, innocent people, were murdered.
Educated.
Well, if you didn't re-educate, you were sent to Buddha. So Rwanda in 94, 800,000 people, the Tutsi people, were murdered. So that'll give you an idea of what happens when you're disarmed. And I really don't plan on that. They can have my weapon when it's empty. And it'll be warm.
Amen.
We are at a turning point in history. Will we stand or will we remain enslaved to an unconstitutional government for the sake of comfort and safety? History is an indicator which has seemed to repeat time and time again. When the people forfeit God-given natural rights for security, they lose those rights and much, much more. I promise you, if we allow this out-of-control government to continue its current agenda, what little freedom will vanish before you realize it. The comfort you traded for silent complicity will be a memory at best. I'm going to read from the scriptures, which will trip some people out, but Ecclesiastes 3, I've always enjoyed this. To everything there is a season, a time to every purpose under heaven, a time to be born and a time to die, a time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, a time to kill and a time to heal, a time to break down and a time to build up, a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn and a time to dance, a time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together, a time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing, a time to get, a time to lose, a time to keep and a time to cast away, a time to rend and a time to sow, a time to keep silence and a time to speak, a time to love and a time to hate, a time of war and a time of peace. It is time to become educated in the principles of liberty. It is time to take back our God-given freedoms. It is time to shout from the rooftops the iniquity of the corrupt power elite. It is time to prepare for a David versus Goliath moment. It is time to be an American. I want to thank everybody for coming out, and I want to thank the Creator for allowing me to be born in this country, the last hope for the world. If we don't succeed, we will see global tyranny on a scale that has never been seen before. We have to be strong. We are going to subject ourselves to some very uncomfortable moments. But future generations like us will appreciate the sacrifice. We may not get to see the fruits of our labor and our sacrifices, but we will know that we helped future generations enjoy the freedoms and liberties that this once great nation had. And I want to thank you again, and thank David Cox. He's a wonderful human being, and David and Jeff and all the Mesa County Patriots.
Thank you, Shane Fuchs. What a strong man, willing to lay down his life, going through the difficulty of that situation, and then coming out and having the strength and fortitude to buck all of the just the constant deception that each one of us is under on a daily basis, and being willing to speak out. Thank you, Shane. Thank you for your service. You're a true patriot. Let's do what we came here to do, folks. Let's get this magazine exchange on. Now, I don't know how many of you folks brought a magazine. I forgot as I was speaking something I wanted to do. I really wanted to ask the crowd and offer as reward this 30-round illegal magazine to the first person who can tell me who was the American teenager murdered by the CIA in 2009 by the drone program.
You're going to keep that.
Who was it?
Khalid Sheikh Mohammed's son.
Anwar al-Awlaki.
Oh, yeah.
No, it was his son. Come on. All right.
Junior.
I'm going to keep this. I thought surely someone would know that. All right. Well, then we're going to go ahead and just go ahead and auction these things off. Now, this is all for our organization. Every one of us who are on the board of, I'm the secretary of Mesa County Patriots, and every one of us who are on the board shells out quite a bit of time and money to put an event like this together. It's because we love the freedoms that we have in this country. It's because we love our God-given rights. We love our God, and we are willing to push all that's necessary to make this happen. But this is an expensive event, and so we would try to make a little money off of these magazines. I hope you can bear with me. This is my first time that I've actually tried to be an auctioneer, so I don't know how this is going to go. But I'm just going to get the bidding started. Come on, I got a $5. Here, $5. You're ready for $5. Give me $5. We got a $5 in the tri-quarter now. You got here $10. $10. The best one, $10. $15. $15. You got $15 on that? Here, we got a $5. $15. Yeah. $20. Do we hear $20? I want to get 21, 21, 22, 22. We got $22 right here. 23. $23. 23. 24. $24 right here. 24. 25. We got $25 right here. 26. Do we have here $26? $26. Right. 27. 27. 27. 27. 27. Does anyone want me to stop? 27, 27, 28, 28, 28, $28, 28, 28, 28, 28, 28, $28, 30, $30, 30, $35, $35. Come on, give me $35, $35, $35 right here. $36, $36, $40, $40 right there.
We got like 6 of them, so.
All right, well, we got 6 of them, so you don't have to give away your whole bank account, but we do appreciate it.
But we could do this thing.
But sold $40 to this gentleman right here.
Let's do another one now. Go do another one.
All right, we're going for another one. Let's start it out at $20 since we had such an aggressive crowd. $20, $20, $25, $25, $25, $27, $28, $30, $30, $35, $35. We got here 35, 35, 35 in the back. 35 right to the same man. Right here, 30, 40, 40, $40, $40, $40 right here. $40 right here, $40, $40. $35 sold, going once, twice in. Sold to the man in the blue and
let's do another one. Hey, Shane, stand right there for the picture. Get a screenshot.
And we got another magazine. Hey, Chicken Looper, how do you like this group of free people? Ah! Sir, I wish you could be here so you could see our commitment to being free people. This is what it is. It is recognizing when we are aggressed upon and denying them our acquiescence. We will not be disarmed. All right, here we go. Let's start another magazine off. $20. Here at $20. $20. $20. JuMesa. We got JuMesa back there. Thank you, sir. $25. $25. $25. $25. $25. Hey, Glenda Besslin. Oh, Dave in the back. $30. $30. $30. Do I hear $30? Do I hear $30? JuMesa again.
Contribute that.
$30. $30. $35. Do I hear $35? Who's got $35? Come on. $35. $30 going once, $30 going twice. 30 sold to JuMesa. I believe, JuMesa, aren't you the president of the Mesa College or the Colorado Mesa University Republicans? Secretary. Thank you, sir, for your service and your waking up of the young people. That is so key. All right, let's go for another magazine.
This lady's got a special magazine.
Oh, we have and I think she wants to take over the auctioneer's spot because I don't know.
There was a get-together at the Performing Arts Center in Delta for the sheriffs, a fundraiser, and the Independent Institute in 9/12 put it on. And at the end, they auctioned off some magazines. I was the only female to win one, and it was given to me by Fred McKee. So I want you to know the story of this. I really want to keep it, but I'd rather let it auction off.
But thank you. All right, well, let's get this again started. You know, what's that?
308.
Is this the 308? No, it's 556, so no, it's...
What gen is it?
556 by 45. It's 223. Yeah, I don't know all this technicality, Shane.
After this would be announced about the Common Core meetings.
Yeah, absolutely. What was
She
it?
needs sponsors.
Could you do it?
No, it's a
Okay. All right, 13. All right, so let's get this this bidding started at $20. Do I hear $20 out there in the crowd? $20, $20, $25, $25. We got $25, $30, $30, $35, $30.